goodness.
Good morning.
I didn't know you had
Well,
it. I just noticed it. My glasses are dirty.
Jason just noticed that I have my kitty cat earrings on because I only feel it's appropriate to have kitty cat earrings and coffee.
Kitty cat earrings and coffee.
How about that?
It's better.
Good morning, everyone. Are you guys having your coffee this morning? Are you up and at 'em and feeling spry? Oh, there's a Facebook. I was waiting on that. Oh, good evening from Australia. Wow.
I wonder what the time difference is there.
I don't know, but it sure is hard for me to conceive that there are countries that it's nighttime.
Ain't that crazy? Hi from Australia. Someone else from Australia. Boy, they're rolling in now, ain't they?
Hey, we're rolling in Kentucky, Florida.
Milton, Florida. They're going so fast.
I can't even see them. You must not have slowed them down this morning.
I did. It's just that a lot of people are on there.
Good. Glad y'all are joining us this morning. Australia somewhere. Mary Cross said she would love to go.
It is.
And she even said she would go with her daddy and leave me here to care for the farm. So.
Because you couldn't fly that far.
I don't think I want to fly that far. Had a hard time on the last trip, but I bet it would be a big plane, to go.
I bet it would be a big plane.
So, I will stay here and take care of the farm while y'all go to the land down under. I bet it's beautiful.
I wonder how long a flight it is.
Probably a long time. Yeah, she wants to see the cockatoos and the cockatiels and all the Australian crested doves, and not to mention everything else that they have over there that we don't have.
Let's see.
Jason,
what do you want to guess?
Well, Sydney. Let's say Sydney, Australia. How long would it take to get to Sydney, Australia? It was back. Well, that's the price of the tickets.
20 hours to Sydney.
20 hours, okay.
22 to Melbourne.
I'll feed the farm almost 2 times, and y'all still won't be there. Okay, so what's the date anyway?
It is the 14th, right?
Today's July the...
Come on, don't show it.
Because you don't have it set that way.
I need to.
Today is
15th.
July the 15th. Saturday,
15th.
July the 15th. And we are 7:45 was what we were shooting for. 7:45 Central Time.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a new fanny pack. So let me get it off.
We went fanny pack shopping.
Fanny pack shopping. Mine was wore out. And so I got this bright, vibrant new fanny pack. And I haven't even been outside with it. I just put it on this morning, and I'm ready to begin my day with a good cup of Cog Hill coffee.
It's 10:49 p.m. in Sydney.
Wow. That's a lot of difference. And see, y'all would have to take a couple of days.
Oh, gosh, yeah, because...
Yeah, so you would have to take a couple of days for your body to recover.
That would be weird.
Yeah, it would. I have a friend that she lives in Bangladesh, and every time they have a flight, which is a long flight, it's a big recovery for them to get back to from Alabama time zone to their time zone.
I bet it is.
So, yeah, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay right here.
There's I bet there's some kind of natural or medicine or something you can take to help you get over that. You reckon?
I don't think so.
Okay, we take some Cog Hill coffee with us?
Probably, but they're gonna seize it.
Oh man,
I don't know.
If I'm not mistaken,
coffee something you can cross the border with?
Yeah, it's not considered a food item
because it can't.
I forget why. Ryan and Jacqueline, they figured all that out, but
If it was green beans, you definitely couldn't because they'd be concerned about bugs.
I guess.
Not
I don't know
that
how it works.
They would be concerned with you carrying something across the border
Yeah.
that's not processed.
I'm not quite for sure.
I act like I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. What? Wait.
Nothing. I thought you was fixing to say something.
Well, I was, but I think we'll wait on what I got to say. Okay. So you go ahead.
Well, I was going to answer. Well, I was going to make an announcement. Number one, probably the biggest question we've had with the coffee is decaf. Decaf. So immediately when I started seeing the questions come up about decaf, I asked Ryan, is it possible to get decaf? And he said, absolutely. So we're working on a decaf solution. So y'all bear with us on that. You're decaf fans. I had no idea that many people drank decaf until now.
Well, we saw a lot of comments.
Yeah.
And we went over and visited May.
And May made it.
At May made it, who's also a local crafting YouTube channel.
Who pulled one over on us this week.
Yeah, she did.
Moo for May.
Moo for May. So if y'all don't follow May and you like crafts, go on over to May made it. M-A-Y. No.
M-A-Y.
Made it. M-A-D-E-I-T. She's right here local in Clanton. And we took her some coffee. And while she loves coffee, she and her assistant prefer to have decaf.
They do prefer to have decaf.
And we knew we had seen that come across, but we also knew that, I should say we didn't realize how many people say, well, I wish I could drink coffee, but it gives me a little heart palpitation, or I can't have the caffeine, or, it's a lot of reasons for needing decaf. And that is something that we're going to in turn.
Oh, no, she can't. Hang on, y'all.
Holly just busted through the gate and decided she needed some coffee. And I can guarantee y'all one thing. Well, not that, but Holly doesn't need any coffee. She gets her day started without any coffee, and if she had it, I don't know what would happen. But Jason, will the decaf be available in ground and beans?
Yes, it should be.
So Jason said that the decaf should be available in both ground and whole beans. We'll find out more details on that, and as soon as it's available, we'll do a big announcement across all platforms and let you guys know. Even decaf has a small amount of caffeine, but it's not to the extent of a normal coffee. So those that can't deal with the caffeine, it takes enough of it out for the most part to make it to where you can drink coffee and not have any worries. A lot of people like to drink it late afternoon, and they don't want to be up all night. So taking that little bit of caffeine out will help you to be able to rest and still have your coffee. So I haven't had a chance to do my cold brew yet, but it is something that I'm going to do. I thought you probably should have put her out, but that's okay. No.
I have to.
So Jason thought he could just put Holly in a room and she'd be satisfied, but she can't let Jason get out of his sight. She came in, I let her in from outside earlier, and she came upstairs immediately. Well, Jason was in the bathroom and she didn't know it. And y'all, I'm telling you, she just about came unglued thinking Jason wasn't here and had left him. And we didn't intend on it to be that way, I can assure you. I mean, she likes me and all, but Jason's her person, and she's bound and determined he's not going to get away from her. So we'll try to figure some dog solution out next time.
Well, it's been working out well until this morning. It's been working out well, letting Miss Holly out and play with the boys this morning.
Well, last night I cleaned all the glass in the doors. I don't even know if you knew it. I cleaned all the glass in the doors, and as I was cleaning the glass in the doors, I thought to myself, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Putting all these doors with this glass? Because what happens is Holly wants Jason, and she will stand up on that glass with her muddy paws. And we're trying to get her to do better with that, but it's not going to happen overnight.
No, it's not going to happen overnight.
So it looks like I'm going to have to be cleaning glasses again.
I saw that Miss Jacqueline was on here earlier.
Really?
She said she's already had 2 cups. And
Jacqueline, you better slow yourself down, or you're going to be working on coghill designs and internet throughout the night.
She's actually she said they've been up pretty early this morning because it is a pageant day today. So
okay, well,
yep.
I thought they may be going to the farmers market because they do that frequently on Saturday, but I think that the farmers markets have slowed down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it gets really, really hot summer,
Yes.
It's kind of like things go.
That's right.
Initially, when vegetables and things first start growing, everybody flocks to them and wants a taste of that summertime veggie, but it just seems like it falls down because one that I frequent that I have found has the best watermelons is closed for the season already.
Yep.
I went by yesterday. And I thought, I'm going to stop and get another one of those sugar baby watermelons, which has become our favorite. And they're closed for the season. And they rate their business on peach crops.
Yeah.
So their last peaches were done for the season, so they closed their doors. And, you know, they know best. I can't tell them you're going to sell watermelons if you sit here all summer. It's not happening.
When it gets hot, even I've talked to Jason at Pedals, you know, their business kind of
well, you
drops.
don't want to plant a plant when it's like this for sure.
Plus, it's just so hot outside.
You would think people would still be buying vegetables.
Yep, that's right.
I saw yesterday that one of our biggest peach markets here in Chilton County has an old-fashioned peach available.
Oh, really?
And it's called the Alberta.
Huh. I'll check that out.
The Alberta peach. I'm not real familiar with the different peach varieties and their flavor, but I do want to give that one a try because if it's old, then it's for us.
Yeah. I definitely want to go try that one.
Alberta. I believe I'm saying that correctly. Alberta.
We even make a reel about it.
Yeah. We'll go pick us up some of those.
Yeah.
That may be the last peaches of the season. Now that little market didn't have this variety, so that's why they closed earlier. But so some of the markets don't actually grow their things; they get it from local growers, and therefore they can continue on.
Right.
But if you grow your own, then you're gonna run out. Gonna run out. So if y'all didn't see my video about what would have been after our last live, but it was selling the tomatoes that we have, and our tomatoes are still putting on. Yeah,
our tomatoes are still putting on. We ordered some seeds from House Tools last week.
They'll probably be here today.
They should be here today. And we're going to try to start a second crop and extend that tomato season because the tomatoes really are tomatoes, eggs, and some coffee are the only things that are selling in our stand. Nothing else really moves at all, which is crazy. But people love their tomatoes down here in the South. I can tell you that.
We put peppers. We put some cherry tomatoes, and we had to end up giving them to the animals because nobody bought them, which was shocking to us. So we're going to stick with what our community wants, and that is big tomatoes. I had a lot of people. I saw comments say, I love my green tomatoes. Do y'all put green tomatoes out by your stand? Well, we did. We
didn't do well.
The one basket that I put out there starting to turn red, and it's just people want to buy a tomato that's red here. I don't know why, but we have to put what people want, or else it won't move.
That's right. The market dictates. You know.
That's right. Another thing is eggs, and I don't know who got the whim that Cogkill's got the greatest eggs in the world.
Because it is taking off.
It's taken off. Every time I put a dozen in there, the dozen's gone. And some of you suggested that I put a flag out that says when eggs are available and they're not available. Well, I can just about tell you, as soon as I put the eggs out there, they're gone.
Yeah.
And there's no way that I can go do this.
We'd have to depend on there's
the
some
customer to
yeah,
flip
there
it
was
up.
somebody sent us a stand that they have a little a little fold down sign that they made on their stand, and it actually folds down and says
Sold out or
sold out.
available.
And the customer, of course, they probably wouldn't do it every time, but the customer
Would flip it.
will flip it over to
But I
let
think
us
that
know.
our customers would have to stop in order to be able to see that.
Yeah.
And so it's not but a couple of steps to see that there's no eggs anyway.
Right.
So we may do that. But I saw something that I haven't told you about that I thought was an awesome idea. And I'm actually going to try to get this taken care of today. They suggested that we put like a guest book out at the vegetable stand.
I like that idea.
And if they're visiting from somewhere and they come,
like that idea.
to buy Cog Hill stuff, then they can say, I'm a Cog Hill fan.
Yep.
If they're a local, they can tell us who they are and where they live, because we want to know our community and we want to get an idea of what people love and don't love.
I like that idea.
So write that down, because I saw it this past week and I said to myself, that's a great idea. And if you're the one that suggested it, thank you very much, because it's brilliant.
I like that idea.
I'll put it in a little tote or something so it can't get moisture to it. And if you don't want to fill it out, that's fine. Yeah. But if those that stop want to give us a little pep talk, have at it.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
A lot.
So what else you got?
Well, I was going to say that Ryan the roaster, not the rooster.
Yes.
He had did some tinkering around, and he figured out that for the shipping on the coffee, 4 bags is the same as ordering 1 bag, because the shipping's all tied into the post office.
Yes.
So it calculates wherever you live and this, that, and other, and it comes up with a shipping price, and it's done off weight and the size box he's using, which is a 6x6 box. So he said that 4 bags was the same as 1 bag on the shipping.
Okay. So I read an email this morning. It was from Mary Ann, and Mary Ann is in New York. Mary Ann said she absolutely loves our coffee. She has to say it's the freshest and best tasting coffee I've ever had. Love seeing the video on how it's made. Just a tidbit. Shipping costs are the same for 4 as it is for 1.
Okay.
First, I ordered 1, then 4. And so she found out herself, without us being knowledgeable enough to know it, that 4 bags is the same as 1.
Okay.
So Mary Ann told me that this morning.
Okay.
And
good deal. Good deal. So
not everybody wants 4 bags,
no.
But just a tidbit of information. It's not going to cost you any more to get it to you.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm sure that 2 and 3 would be the same cost too.
Yes. Right. Exactly. So that was just a little something Ryan wanted me to let everybody know out there about that. Also, I see a lot of people asking, have I talked to Lester? I have talked to Lester. I talk to him almost every day, and we do know about the horrific thing that happened to Huck and his farm over there. And
it's an unfortunate.
Our heart goes out with Lester, and we are thinking about him. He knows it, and
it's unfortunate when any of us have a predator issue to deal with, but that one kind of tops the cake.
And for those that didn't know, he lost his favorite goat. He told me that. I don't know if I was supposed to say that or not, but his favorite goat, Hook, to a coyote. So y'all be thinking about my buddy over there at Longhorn Lester's and I'm a Survivor Sanctuary.
We're silent.
Oh, we're silent. I like that guest book idea.
I do too. I think that's a phenomenal idea.
I've thought about this, and I don't know how I could do it, anything like that, but I thought it'd be cool if we could put like just a little bitty TV in there and have our YouTube channel streaming the whole time. I'm going to figure that out one day.
Well, it'd have to be.
Because we may have local people here.
They don't know that for sure. There's a lot of people that do not know why we have that big giant cow standing out there.
That's right.
And the emu that sometimes runs real fast. And they don't know. They don't know.
Yep.
And I also thought about getting some cards made to put out there
Yep.
that said, YouTube, Facebook, check us out. Because
Now I do have some made when we had our
Flower farm.
flowers over there at Petals.
Right.
And so, Mary Crow has been putting flowers out there, so it wouldn't be that. We'd probably use those cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least. Yeah, we haven't made a trip over to Petals this year because Mary Carl's been putting the flowers out at the roadside stand. So that's taken the place of having to feel like we even needed to make a special trip.
Right.
And it's worked out. It
has
worked out. She's enjoyed it. We've enjoyed it. So she puts them in a little mason jar and says, please leave the jar. And it's little hand-tied bouquets, and it's worked out.
It has worked out, and she enjoys it too. She enjoys it a lot. What'd you think?
Mr. Hook was the goat of all goats.
Yeah.
I thought it said something else.
Oh.
So,
yep. Mr. Hook. We're going to answer some questions today. So I have been jotting some down that have come across. And one that keeps popping up is the old truck.
Yeah.
Seen it. The old truck is not here yet. Mr. Donnie's still working on the truck. Matter of fact, I'm going to check in with him today. And I saw several questions wanting to know what color was I going to paint the old truck. And I'm going to leave the old truck like it is. I'm just going to put a clear coat over it. It's been painted a couple of times. And Donnie told me this. He told me what to buy. And we bought some paint remover. And he said those old trucks, the original paint was lacquer. It's not what the acrylic paints of today. So that paint remover will take off the acrylic paint, but leave the lacquer behind. And so that old patina look is how I'm going to keep it. And my plan is to get it clear coated so it won't rust away and keep it looking really, really old. And we even thought about getting a logo put on the side of it to match the old patina look.
Or we may just rob our magnetic signs that we keep on the truck now that can stick on the door and just Cog Hill Farm and change it up a little.
That's my plan with the old truck, just keeping it as it is and going from there. And if you guys caught a few videos ago that the haven't had a chance to work on the old tractor, but hopefully I can get that.
Well, you ordered some tires.
Order some tires. I forgot about that, and they may be here today.
Shipping showed yesterday, but they didn't come yesterday.
Right.
So maybe they'll come today.
But
we're going to get the new front tires put on first, and then maybe try to move it over to the new barn. It can be a ornament, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Until it runs anyway.
Another question I see all the time, and this is something that I need to look into, but I will say that a lot of my energy has been on getting this coffee thing going behind the scenes. But that is a children's book.
Yes.
I would love to write a children's book. I have no idea how to get started. I probably need to do some research on that, but that I'm telling you, I bet we get 50 or more comments, emails, and messages every day about a children's book, which I think is an excellent idea.
It is, but we don't have time for that right now. So it can be thought about, but it won't be put into action right now. But I love the thought of it.
I love the thought of that. And that's something that has been on my mind for several years, but I just don't know how to get started on it. I saw somebody say we ought to ask Miss Judy. I've just never thought about that. So that may be something that we'll try to look into going forward in the future.
That's right.
But I love that idea for sure.
Well, I just had something in my mind and I forgot about it.
That's why I write it down.
Yeah, but I was thinking and I didn't want to cross your.
Oh, me.
Oh, I know what it was.
What was it?
It was totally not about a children's book. That's why I
Okay.
didn't want to say anything right then. So, children's books in the works in our brain. But we were lacking 2 license plates, and that was Vermont and Wyoming.
Yes.
And so last night I said to myself, I said, you know what? I bet we're not going to get a Vermont one And so I started looking on eBay,
Mm-hmm.
and they were for sale.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what? I'm not fixing to buy this Vermont license plate. So I go into YouTube and I search Vermont in our comments. And I found that somebody's sending us a Vermont tag. And so I was like, well, Vermont's not the end of this. We need Wyoming too.
I've seen several Wyoming.
So I did not go to eBay because I knew that you guys out there would help us find the Wyoming plate. Lo and behold, somebody's sending us Wyoming.
I saw several Wyoming tags coming.
So we may have a big party when we get these last 2 state tags. Because I'm going to tell y'all, it was an ordeal for me to get all these tags alphabetized into states.
It's a lot of tags.
Jason's over there telling me what the alphabetical order of the state is, and I'm trying to find them and stack them up.
Yep.
So we have them all alphabetized now. However, that door's the only one that's going to be alphabetized.
Yeah, we're not going to alphabetize the rest of them because we do have.
Once we realized we have all 50 states, that's all we wanted to know.
That's all we wanted to know. And we do have like several states where we have way more tags from than we do other states. And there was like, just a few states we only have a couple from. So there's no way we could do it
alphabetical all the way. Yep. So I had a thought yesterday as we're driving down the road and I look in my rearview mirror and I see Utah on the front of a tag in my rearview mirror on the front of the car. I said, you know what? I bet the states that we have more tags require back and front plates because those people have 2 plates every time they need to renew versus the one that we have here in Alabama. So yes, there are certain states that we have a lot more tags than others, and I bet that's why. We have all 50 states except for Wyoming and Virginia and Vermont. And I saw somebody just ask which ones we were missing.
I see it.
So we also have some that are out of the United States, and we're going to make a special display for those that we didn't put on the door.
Right. Now we did use some out-of-state ones on the bottom of the door because they were thin and they fit perfect on the bottom. And I think it was Rio
de Janeiro.
Yep, was one. I think it was maybe the U.S. Virgin Islands. I think there was
the
one
Bahamas.
And a German tag. So there were several that we used at the bottom because it fit just perfect down there.
And that's not all of the out of the United States tags we have. We have some more, we're going to put those.
We put a British Columbian one at the bottom too. Yep.
We're going to put those in a special place. We got one this past couple of weeks ago. Where was it from?
We got Kuwait.
Kuwait. I believe it was from Kuwait. And we have a Guam.
Yep.
Gosh, we have some
Bahamas.
Canadian ones.
We have a lot of one from Canada.
Yes. But not to say that just because we have those few, we want more.
Yeah.
So if you have extra tags.
So I'm guessing it took roughly 60 tags, you think, to fill that door up?
I think it was more like 56 or 58.
Okay, so right at 60.
Yeah.
So we got 1, 2, we had 5 doors. We got 4 doors left. So you do the math. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. We want to fill the doors up. And once we fill the rest of the doors up, then we have an idea to start on a barn interior wall.
Yeah.
I saw that somebody had a misconception about where we were putting the tags. They thought we were putting them on the outside of the barn. And we can't put 10 million holes in the outside of our newly built barn to display tags. Yeah, you could use double-sided tape or whatever, but we're putting them on the inside.
Yeah, we're putting them on the inside.
So that's our plan with the tags, and they will continue.
And that video answered probably the most popular question we've had since the milking room has been being built.
What's that?
Is the gaps on that wall.
Oh, yeah.
And how are y'all going to seal it up when the air conditioning gets put in? So, yeah, that worked out perfectly. And you know what? That was a 100% team effort there because I said I want to caulk the gaps. You thought of and you said, Jason, I want to put the insulation on the back, that silver insulation on the back. And I was like, I don't want to see that silver insulation every time we come in there. I didn't think that would be very attractive with this beautiful room. And then I had the idea of putting the tags on top of it. So
it worked out.
That worked out perfectly. Really did.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh my gracious.
I'm done with my coffee.
So
Are you?
nope. So I saw several people here recently ask about Arlo. They probably hear him and Gidget barking now. About Arlo. Where's Arlo? Hadn't seen Arlo. And we've mentioned it before. Arlo is a small dog. He wanders off. He doesn't stay with us. You know, we've tried and we tried and we tried to take him outside, but he doesn't stay with us. He runs off. He wanders off, and that's why I had to put the bell on him. And you have to 100% babysit him when he's outside.
So Mary Carl has the new job of she takes Arlo around outside every day, because when we go outside, we're on a mission.
Right.
We got to get something taken care of. Well, when Mary Carl goes outside, she's looking at birds and she's walking around.
Right.
She's already taken care of her chores for the day. So she takes Arlo out and puts his bell on him and walks around with him. So her attention is focused on him. And he does go outside every day.
Yes.
But just he's not going to go outside when we're doing our work.
Right. So that's why, and plus, we're just scared he's going to get hurt. That's our main reason.
I remembered.
Scared he's going to get hurt, and we don't want that to happen.
I remembered.
What's that?
A question that I saw come up time and time again, and it's probably not these people watching this live, because these people watching this live know what we eat for breakfast, know what I like for my snack, and they know more than other people that comment randomly.
Right.
But why are we putting a stove in that milking parlor was a question that came up. And I think you guys probably already know that we mentioned before that we may do some canning in there.
We may do some canning in there. And where I got that idea from is my grandparents. They had a shop and had a stove back there. And that's where they would do their canning.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it'll keep the things from going in the house and in turn making a double mess. So if we've got that room there, then why not?
Yep.
I found the antique stove for $100, and I think that was a phenomenal deal.
Mm-hmm.
And if we never use it, I'm out $100. But if we do use it, then that $100 was well spent. So to have it in there, I think I can't go wrong.
Yep, I agree.
May even, it's the milk room, right? So guess what's going to happen in there? Going to milk goats.
Yep.
My milk's going to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
So may do our cooking with our goat milk in there. I want to make fudge.
Ooh.
I want to try to make caramel, the goat milk caramel, cheese, anything. I won't have to bring that back up here. I can leave everything there.
And I've seen Miss Laura is Simply Making It when she makes cheese.
Yes.
And I don't know the process, but I've seen it when she gets it and she puts it in this cheesecloth and hangs it up.
Yes.
And she does it in her kitchen in her house.
Uh-huh.
But I guarantee you, if she had a stove and a milk room like that, she would do it in her milk room.
Yes. So, speaking of Laura.
Yes.
Laura at Simply Making It, who Laura is just a phenomenal woman. I can't say enough about her. If you followed us for any length of time, you know who Laura is. Laura is where our goats, Capri and Fifi, came from. She has a herd of Nubian goats in which she gets her milk from to make products that she sells on her website, which is simplymakingit.com. So Laura reached out to me and asked me a couple of weeks ago, did I know of anyone who was looking for any Nubian bucklings? So Nubian bucklings are like Mo.
Right.
And they grow up to be like Joe.
Right.
So anybody out there who is interested in a Nubian buckling, Laura has 2 of these little fellas that are needing homes. And if you are local, she can't ship these guys.
Right.
You have to be able to come pick them up.
Come pick them up.
And they could be weathered to make a wonderful pet, but it does need to be more than one to make a herd. Goats don't do well alone. But send me an email, okay, and title it Goat. So that way I know that you want Laura's information and you're interested in one of her babies. To what is my email address? It was just Cog Hill Farm.
Either one. Brooks is
Just say Coghill Farm.
email address is coghillfarms with a S at gmail.com, or go to the website and Brooks' email is on the website.
Yeah. Wonder if Big Family Small Farm needs one. No, they don't, because they're getting ours.
Capri Sun. They're getting Capri Sun.
They're getting our buck, and so most of the time you want one good buck for your herd.
Right.
Laura has 2, and that's so she can breed the offspring like we are with Paris with Mo.
Right.
She can breed the offspring, but she has 2 bucks, so she alternates them. But that's where we got started with the Nubian breed of goat, and I just so happen to have some of Laura's products here. I'm going to start off with did y'all know that Laura makes shampoo? So it's rosemary mint conditioning shampoo. It says simplymakingit.com. You can see this bottle's almost empty.
I was going to say it's almost empty.
She doesn't just make shampoo, but shampoo was sitting here. So her main, I probably shouldn't say this, but to me, when I think of Laura's products, I think of soap.
Mm-hmm.
I think of goat milk soap, because that's what she does when she milks her goats, is she makes soap with it. So here's an example of one of her little round soaps that she makes. And y'all, it's so cute. She's got some, smell it. She's got some herbs in this one, and she's got some different colors. This one is a goat milk soap that's for sensitive skin, fragrance free for sensitive skin. Of course, it's made with goat milk, and then it's got some natural oils in it. She also makes a pumice scrub. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
pumice,
right.
Pumice scrub. And it has a little rope on it, so you can hang it. But again,
that's for getting your greasy hands dirty. Clean there. Yep.
And honey, almond, and oats goat milk soap. She was so generous. She gave us a whole box of things. And these are just the few that I have left over that I haven't used yet, because she gave us so much. This one's tea tree. Oh, I can't read it. Activated charcoal goat milk soap.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. And it doesn't stop there, people. She makes all different kinds of lotion. And y'all know that Jason's a wordsmith. So what's that called?
That is called patchouli.
It's
patchouli vanilla.
It's some kind of vanilla goat milk lotion. She makes lotions, and they're all different scents. Like this one's vanilla mint, and this one is honey almond. But y'all go check out her website, because she has all kinds of products, not just the ones that I've shown. This is one of my favorites, and the labels come off because I keep it in my pocket all the time. But this is a natural lip shimmer, is what she calls it.
Okay.
So it doesn't, it's not like a lipstick. It just adds a little something. Y'all go check Laura out. And if you need one of her bucks, send me an email and we'll get you hooked up with Miss Laura.
Guess what?
What?
I said it right.
What?
Patchouli.
No.
Yep, look here. You
wow.
said it right.
Wow. That's awesome. I'm not going to try it.
And I will say this too about Simply Making It and the Spencers. They are a huge influence on us to be kind of where we are now.
Yeah, I tell Laura that frequently.
Yeah.
When she starts telling me, thank you for mentioning my products, I'm like, Laura, look, you don't owe me a thank you, because I owe you the thank you.
Mm-hmm.
When Jason and I were just little young bucks and does, we wanted to do better with our eating, I should speak.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of our initial goal, is we wanted to know where our food came from. And Laura and Chip over at Simply Making It, well, at that time they were Spencer Farm.
Yep.
They wanted to
I'm gonna put our website up. Go ahead.
Laura's website. They were raising some pigs and some cows, and that was the main thing, wasn't it? And eggs, you know,
eggs,
she
had chickens.
She had chickens, and she raised chickens for eggs. So that was one of our starting points as to how to figure out how we could do better with with growing our own,
Right.
so to speak. And I tell Laura, I say, I don't know if we'd be where we are today without y'all. Because in our local area, they were the only ones doing this.
The only ones doing it. They both quit their jobs and they did homesteading full time.
And Laura homeschooled her children.
Yep.
Which was Laura was my contact when I decided to homeschool Mary Carl, because not only did Laura homeschool, Laura was a previous teacher.
She was.
So her being a previous teacher, I felt like she could give me more insight than most others as to how I could fall into the homesteading mom role. So yeah, they were just kind of our mentor, and they didn't do YouTube, but without us starting, we wouldn't have started the YouTube channel.
Yep, I agree. I saw a question pop up that I thought was interesting, and that was inspections. Well, we need to have an inspection on the milk room if we ever decide those products. We can't sell the milk soaps. We could,
yeah,
but anything.
I'm gonna leave the soaps to Laura.
Anything like cheese or anything like that, you would have to have an inspection to be certified by the USDA, which is
way past where we.
Yeah.
So Alabama law has it to where you can't sell raw goat milk for human consumption.
Right.
Anything that you sell has to be labeled for non-human consumption.
Yep.
So I don't think that selling raw goat milk is going to be in our cards for non-human consumption, because it's too many red tapes there. Now we bought some back when we used to raise chickens for meat.
Yep.
We found some on the almighty Craigslist at the time, because Facebook didn't even have Marketplace back then.
That's right.
But I found some that was labeled for non-human consumption. It was frozen in gallon jugs. And we purchased that from this gentleman, and we thawed it out, and we put it on the top of our chicken's feed. And y'all, that was the best, I don't know how to explain it. That was the best chickens that we ever raised, I guess you would say. It just did well. So it is something that people do for their pets, even though it's raised for non-human consumption. Some people drink it anyway.
Right.
But that's the way that people get around it, is not for human consumption.
Right. So that was the answer on that inspection there. No Victorian eggs.
No Victorian
eggs.
I went out yesterday morning, and I was Mary Carl takes care of them and the doves that are in there, but I can see them through the aviary. So I go to cut the water on to water everything else, and y'all, they love each other. That pair absolutely loves each other. So it was early morning, and it hadn't gotten real hot, but the sun was shining, and they had their wings all stretched out, and they were leaned up against each other in just a look of love as to how much they were enjoying the sunshine.
Really liked it.
Even though they love each other, she hasn't laid an egg.
Yeah. Hasn't laid an egg.
I can't do anything about it. I've provided all the things they've requested, and I will continue to try to meet their every necessary need. But until they decide, it's out of my hands.
Can you freeze dry the goat milk?
I certainly can.
We can.
So, I was talking to Lily, and she's at Big Family Small Farm. She's their middle daughter. Yeah, that's right. And Lily said in her experience, it didn't turn out real well. So I was reading, I don't know. I was reading something, and it told me that goat milk reconstituted has to have hot water. If the water's not hot enough, then the powder doesn't dissolve, and it doesn't come out right.
I got you.
So it may be that when they did it, the water wasn't warm enough, because it says that it leaves behind particles that don't, actually.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So freeze drying goat milk is definitely something that I would do.
And you could use the powder in soaps.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you could sell the powder.
I don't know either. That's strange because that would be pasteurized.
Well, typically, yeah, because once it goes through that freeze dry process, it takes out any pathogens.
Yeah.
But you probably would still
Still
have to
be
mark it as
inspected.
non-human consumption.
I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right. I have to look into that. That makes that's interesting.
Because there's so many people out there that want to make goat milk soap but don't have access to goat milk.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go to the store and buy those little cans of goat milk.
Right.
It's pasteurized and it's, changed its form by the time it gets to that can, I'm sure.
I got you.
Laura never has to supplement for her goats because y'all, those girls produce.
Yeah.
That's something I didn't say about the bucks is they come from excellent milk lines. So a buck doesn't give you milk, but a buck does give you a baby that in turn will produce the milk.
Genetics of it. Yep. Absolutely.
And her does have wonderful, wonderful milk production.
Yep.
She gets a lot of milk.
A lot of milk.
A lot of milk.
A lot of milk. I wonder if I guess if Laura needed some powder, we could help her out.
We could, but I don't think Laura's going to be somebody we're going to need to help out because she's got does in milk all the time.
And she's got a lot of goats.
Well, she doesn't have that many. I think she has four does.
Is that it? I thought she had more than 4.
Well, she may.
Yep.
She may have 6 now. But she keeps the doe in milk and breeds, so that she has somebody available every year because they're seasonal. She, if one were to run out of milk, she would be in trouble.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't breed it again until, October, November, December, whatever. We're getting close to breeding season for our Nubians.
We are.
I haven't even thought about that.
They'll be going. Well, we'll know it. We'll know.
First thing we got to do is get these fences up.
Yep.
And I'm thinking over the next couple of days, we need to make a trip and we need to go get posts so we can have them here on these. Yesterday was pretty cool.
It was just humid.
It was humid.
Yeah.
But yesterday afternoon, the temperatures felt pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I think we should have our poles here. So when we're feeling like going out and pounding some posts,
right,
they'll be right here on this farm.
Got you. That's gonna be that's gonna be a lot of poles.
It is, but it's nothing we can't handle.
No, and then the tractor makes it so easy.
It does.
Yep.
And the reason the tractor's made it so easy is we've had a little bit of rain here lately.
Yep.
So without that little bit of rain, that tractor would make those poles go like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're doing good.
We're doing good. And I'm grateful for the rain.
Oh yes, we had rain yesterday, y'all.
We did.
So it says the weather says it's going to rain this afternoon, and we got things to get done before the rain comes.
I see some people saying about the milk that each state's different.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Each state's different on that kind of thing. There's some states where raw milk is okay. There's some states it's not. There's some states where you can't sell it for animal consumption or human consumption.
That's right.
So always check with your state laws because every state's different. We've ran into that before in the past.
So I talked to my vet. Gosh, I guess it was the last time time I took Rocky and Bandit. I was trying to remember when it was, but I talked to him about doing some blood work on my goats because I've always been concerned of things that can pass in goat milk to humans, and meaning pathogens. So he tells me the only thing, oh goodness, and it's left my mind. The only thing that can be passed from goat milk to humans was eradicated in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Can't
remember what it was.
Mm-mm.
Let me look it up.
No. Anyway, so he was a vet during that time, and oh goodness, it was in cows, big time in cows. And the only way that they could get rid of it in the cows was to put the cows down, because obviously it would be passed from mama to baby. And he said it was everywhere. It was everywhere during that time, but they were able to get rid of it. And there hasn't been a case of
whatever it is
X since then. And he said that he there was nothing to worry about that could be passed in the milk to us without it being pasteurized, which we don't want to pasteurize it because we want the effects of all the
goodness.
No, it's not anthrax.
Wasn't botulism.
No.
Wasn't mad cow.
No.
No, I forget what it was.
Oh, y'all, it starts with a B.
See,
Starts with a B. It's not botulism. But Brucellus.
Brucellus.
Am I saying that right? Brucellus.
Yeah.
Brucellus.
There it
yes.
is. Brucellus.
I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that is what the concern would be.
Yep.
And he said, you can go to the FDA website and you can see if there's been a case reported. He said, but I'm 99.9%. There hasn't been any cases. And so I did that and there was nothing.
Right.
There was nothing. So Brucellus has been eradicated from cows and goats, and he was not at all concerned about any pathogens being in the milk because
Brucellus.
I got little vials from him.
Yeah.
With the red tops because I was going to take blood and send it to Washington State, which is where the testing is most likely to be done for, he suggested anyway. And he said, don't do it because it's no need. So, yeah, I thought of it. I don't know how I thought of it. I didn't even know.
I think you said it right.
Well, he said it, and that's probably the reason I think I'm saying it right. Dr. Holbrook, he is wonderful. And y'all get this. So Dr. Holbrook is in Marion, Alabama. And that's where Laura is Simply Making It is.
Yep, in Marion,
Alabama.
Well, I think hers is considered Marion Junction, but it's still
it's the same
thing.
Perry County.
Yep, same
Perry
thing.
County.
Yep.
Yeah, but he said, y'all, he said every vet had it back then because you got it from any kind of bodily fluid. So he said they were doing all kind of pregnancy checks and things. And even though you wore a glove, you were getting in that bodily fluid no matter what. And he said every vet had it because there was no way around it. Any kind of bodily fluid, saliva, blood, milk, urine, feces, whatever. And they got rid of it.
That's crazy.
But the only way to get rid of it was to slaughter the animal, which is really sad. But think of where we would be today if it was continuing.
Yep.
And that's during his lifetime, which he's not that old. That was when he was, coming up in med school. So he had a good story to tell me, and I so enjoyed listening to it, even though it was kind of a negative, outcome.
Mm-hmm.
It was a positive in the very end. So I'm interested in that kind of stuff.
You are interested in that kind of stuff.
I feel like I missed my calling. Well, I wasn't quite intelligent enough to be a vet. I could have watched. I could have stood back and handed him his tools.
Be an assistant.
Yeah.
It has got an extra syllable in it. It's brucellosis. Brucellosis.
Hush.
Got it. I do want to say one more thing, because I think this is big news.
What?
Freeze dryers.
Yeah.
So Matt from Harbor Strike contacted me and said, Jason, he said, I don't know if your fans or your audience would want to know this or not. He said, but the freeze dryers, the new ones, and I don't know exactly when this came about. I don't, because ours is, I don't know how old ours is now. 3 years old.
I know when it came about.
The new design?
I know when it came about.
How do you know?
Because Catherine at G&G is getting one. She told me.
Oh.
July the 1st.
Is that when it is?
Yeah.
So they've redesigned it and they just made some upgrades to it. So from this point forward, if you get one, because a lot of people ask us what size ours is, and ours is a medium. It holds 4 trays. Well, according to Matt, the new medium holds 5 trays.
Yep. Catherine's getting the medium that's the new one, and hers holds 5 trays.
And then
she hadn't gotten it yet.
And I think the large used to hold 5 trays, and now it holds 6 trays. And then the extra large holds 7 trays.
Yeah, so y'all just disregard all I've ever said about the size of the freeze dryer, because ours has been with us for quite some time now. And the newer ones are much quieter.
He said that they just made some upgrades on it because I guess technology's gotten
Yeah,
better.
sure.
And,
Things constantly
yeah.
change, and we understand that.
We understand that. So
if y'all listen real closely,
you can hear ours running.
you can hear ours running downstairs. I put a little something in there last night that'll be in my video on Sunday morning. So y'all stay tuned and see what we're freeze drying.
Oh yeah, that's right. But it is going to be, that's interesting. But I did want to make that announcement because I just wanted you guys to know, and I didn't want somebody to go, well, I don't see the 4-tray freeze dryer
That's
or
right.
something like
That's
that.
right.
So if you got one after July, then you got lucky enough to get the new design. And I guess if somebody put one on layaway, they're going to probably get the new design. Yeah,
probably because
too.
it hasn't shipped
Hasn't
out yet.
shipped out yet.
So I saw somebody say, is freeze drying better than canning? If your brook is way better than canning, and if you want it to last for a long time.
Well, canning lasts a pretty good long time.
It does, but they say to discard it after so long. We don't ever.
That's what they say.
We open it, and if it's still sealed, we smell it, and if it smells good, we eat it.
Yeah.
But with freeze drying, you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
You put it away for 25 years, and you don't have to worry about it.
That's the recommended shelf life for that too. So
but if it's got to be stored properly.
It's got to be stored properly. Yep.
It doesn't have to go in a freezer.
No.
It can go on your shelf. Yep. And most of the time, I put mine in Ziploc bags because I'm going to use it the next season.
Yeah.
And it's still going to be fresh. But those Mylar bags that's, make that seal, like something you'd buy at the store, they allow it to last 25 years.
Yep. And what I like about the freeze drying versus canning is the space you save.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the jars.
Right.
Yep.
Michael Key just woke up.
Did he?
Yeah. He slept in on this Saturday.
I know that's not the truth because he sent me a text early this morning because my friend Michael Key had our coffee for the first time this morning. And
he said that he was getting jiggy with it.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah. I bet that's what he said.
Oh, me. So
we got a lot to get done before the rain comes in this afternoon.
We do.
I bet Michael's got some fishing to do before the rain comes in.
Michael is going fishing today.
I see Catherine from G&G Farms just joined us. Hey, Catherine. I don't know if she just joined us. She may have been on here and I didn't see it, but my eyes see the comment that she's so excited for her freeze dryer to come in. And I bet y'all will be able to watch her freeze dry some things that we may not have even tried yet.
That's right.
So, yeah. I don't know if Catherine likes, I guess she does probably like to can.
She may do like to can.
Well, she's always showing me stuff that she's canned, pickled, and stuff like that. But she may decide that she likes this freeze dryer way better than the canning.
She may. When she gets started, she'll see, I guess.
How easy it is.
Yep.
Because literally it takes no time. Yeah. 0 time.
Yeah.
Just the amount of time it takes to slice it and dice it and cut it up and put it in does all the work from that point forward. Simply mash a button.
Well, Michael Walker says that Michael Key's going fishing.
He's probably on a boat right now, if I had to guess.
Oh,
he's probably on a boat.
That's probably
right
why
now.
he's so late.
That's probably why.
He's so late.
He's on the Alabama River.
Yep.
Catching him a big bass, or maybe he's doing some brim so he can cook it tonight.
Who knows?
Michael needs to start him a fishing YouTube channel.
I've tried to tell him.
He sure does.
Try to tell him.
All right, so we will be back on Tuesday.
Yep, we'll be back live on Tuesday. You got a video coming out
tomorrow.
And
Monday will be the main channel's video.
Y'all know now, since we do this we do this extra live on Saturday now, we have a video that comes out every single day of the week between both channels.
That's amazing.
7. There's 7. That's a lot.
You can get your cog heel fill on every single day. With no lag.
Right.
And we are still putting the link in the Facebook. The first comment has a link to the YouTube videos until they get that fixed.
Yep. And I don't see that happening because
even my personal page is having problems.
Well, Daniel's having issues now in our family. Goodness. So yeah.
I just who knows what's going to happen.
Who knows?
While YouTube is good to us, we will be good to YouTube and continue to use them as our main platform.
Right.
Hope y'all understand. Not trying to make anything difficult. Had a few people in the comments saying, "I wish y'all were still on Facebook." Well, we are, but we just don't post our long form videos,
Mm-hmm.
meaning vlogs. Lives are still on there, but yeah,
Everything's on there except our long videos.
that's
Yep.
right.
Yep.
So we'll continue to put a picture. You can't click on that picture because it would slow the momentum in the Facebook algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
If we put a link to another platform, first comment is the link.
Michael Q wants you to say it.
Oh goodness. We're going to get a recording of Michael saying, "Y'all be good," because
He loves it.
he likes the way I say it,
man.
obviously. So
Yep.
we'll be back here at 4:00 unless we tell you guys otherwise on Tuesday.
That's right.
But until then, y'all be good.
Thank y'all so much.